Alright folks, I have a throat thing going on right now, so if my voice doesn't sound tippy-toppy, that is the reason why. Anyway, moving into Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken, which is the newest DreamWorks animated movie to come out, and I want to talk a little bit about the movie's villain, Chelsea Van Der Zee, otherwise known as Nerissa, the Mermaid Queen. Now, the first time we see Nerissa in her human form, going by the alias of Chelsea Van Der Zee, she pretty much steals the show. Everybody loves her, and she's just this very popular person the moment she arrives at the school that Ruby attends. And she's treated like this very kind of, oh my god type character, and is liked by almost everybody. She has groups of people that literally, for lack of a better term, throw themselves at her feet. Basically the type of character that everybody worships and likes. I mean, whenever this girl walks down the halls, she commands the attention of everybody who again go into that gushing state of wanting to worship her and do things for her. Basically, unintentionally becoming her slaves, and Chelsea digs it. Basically, the long and short of it is she's the cool girl, rocking this sort of pretty girl, I'm so popular, worship me kind of trope that we see a lot for these types of characters. And it's made pretty obvious that this is a fake persona that she has, where she's this pretty girl, she's this cool girl, and it's just really cringy to me because of how extra and over the top it is. Despite being attention-seeking and playing off of this pretty girl aesthetic, Chelsea chooses to hang out with Ruby, who is by far the least popular kid in school and has a small group of friends. They hang out and they bond over their shared being mythical sea creatures thing. They also bond over each other's experiences, and this is when Chelsea reveals that she's the daughter of the Mermaid Queen, Nerissa, and that her mother was actually killed by a kraken in one of the battles, leading to the rest of the mermaids going into hiding. However, she was sick of hiding and decided to come out of hiding and go on land to play human for a while. And while she was really popular and cool, nobody really understood her until Ruby. And this is where her squeaky clean little facade starts to crack. She then tells Ruby, well, there is one way to save our species. You know that trident that your mom locked away so that the mermaids can never find it? Well, if we can get that trident, we could stop the interspecies war. No more fighting, and no more hiding.
Chelsea, come on! There must be some way to end this war so you won't have to hide from the Krakens, and I won't have to become a prophesied princess warrior of an interspecies vendetta.
Well, there is one way.
So basically, Chelsea's plan is to trick Ruby into believing that if they show the other Krakens and the other mermaids that peace is achievable because they're friends, then they can stop the war. But that's not exactly how Chelsea planned it. You see, Chelsea wants to use Ruby to get the trident for herself and lay waste to civilization as we know it. Now, obviously, when Ruby tells her mom about her plans, her mother's like, are you serious? Mermaids hunted and killed us to near extinction, and now you're telling me you're friends with Mermaid Queen Nerissa's daughter? This is insane. What you're talking about is insane. And so Ruby naturally gets upset and goes back to the ocean, leading to her mom following her and then going to talk to her grandmother and saying, you literally tried to forge our daughter into this warrior, something that she doesn't want to be. She's a normal and sweet girl. And she's like, and now she's friends with a mermaid, Nerissa's daughter. And her grandmother's like, Nerissa never had any children. And this is when it's revealed that after months of training to use her kraken powers and finally grabbing the trident for seemingly her good friend Chelsea's like, finally, the trident is mine, and I can finally lay waste to the city. Thank you, girlfriend. Oh, and by the way, you thought that I would actually be friends with you? I'm a mother flippin' mermaid. Oh, you're gonna try to stop me? I'm gonna stab you, and then I'm gonna launch debris at you, crushing you. See ya. So basically, now that Chelsea has been revealed to be Nerissa, she uses the magic of the trident to make herself really big and give herself a makeover, becoming more monstrous and demonic looking. She then uses her newly acquired powers to lay waste to Riverside, smashing buildings and endangering thousands of people, and sending huge tidal waves to destroy the town. Ruby's family then comes to the rescue in the form of giant krakens, her grandma, and her mom, trying desperately to stop the destruction and chaos being caused by Nerissa, but to no avail. Nerissa easily defeats them. We cut down to the ocean floor, where Ruby sits, being both physically and mentally crushed. She's sad and broken, and her uncle comes to her aid and lifts her spirits. She then has the energy to get back up. She breaches the surface and joins the fight against Nerissa. Now, granted, remember, this is a 3v1. So, one mermaid versus 3 krakens. And Chelsea, aka Nerissa, is just mopping the ocean floor with these 3 krakens. However, after realizing they have to work as a team, they are able to defeat Nerissa and get the trident away from her. This leads to Nerissa actually being captured by the crazy fisherman character in the movie, I forget his name, but he captures her and he puts her in a cage, and she doesn't really seem to get any punishment for her actions. She just kind of kept in this cage and just hangs out with this crazy fisherman character. And that's the end for her character. It's a pretty bland villain character. When it comes to the folklore of the mermaids, this film follows it pretty much to a T. Nerissa can obviously go on land and trade her fins and scales for a nice pair of sea legs, basically seamlessly blending in with the crowds of kids at Oceanside High. Now, obviously, the film further expanded upon the lore, adding their own bells and whistles within the world of the movie, and they decided to basically make Chelsea a regular-sized human. In her mermaid form, she's just slightly bigger than a human, which makes a lot of sense, and she stays like that throughout the course of the film until the very end, when obtaining the trident, she grows to the size of a small kaiju and has superhuman strength and magic at her disposal. Now, it's pretty obvious that this trident was either created by the mermaids or some other kind of ocean life, but the mermaids probably constructed this to go head-to-head with the krakens, as they're pretty small by themselves. With the trident in hand, they grow to the size similar to the krakens that they fight, and have the strength to go head-to-head with said krakens. Furthermore, without possessing the power of the trident, mermaids are pretty weak by themselves. I mean, Chelsea literally reverted back to her human size when the trident was taken away from her by Ruby's family. As for what happened to the trident at the end of the film, it's not really explained, but it probably either got destroyed or the Gillmans found another hiding spot for it. All things considered, despite this film underperforming at the box office and having a very basic story and characters, I found I enjoyed the movie for what it was, and I really liked Chelsea. Despite her not being like the best animated villain in a film, she did what she needed to do for a movie like this. I found her to be quirky and fun and borderline sadistic when it came to the final moments of the film. Now, granted, she'll never be on the same level as Death the Wolf from Puss in Boots and the Last Wish, but she doesn't need to be. All she needed to do was be a fun, quirky, twist villain. And she did that. So there's nothing more to her character than what she needed to do. With that being said, let me know what you guys thought about this movie and its villain in the comments below. And if you guys want me to do more DreamWorks villains, let me know that as well in the comments below. With that being said, do take care, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.